the AK-47, known worldwide as a symbol of power, resilience, and, yes, controversy. But behind this weapon lies a fascinating story, a story of war, innovation, and the man who would inadvertently change global warfare forever. Mikhail Kalashnikov. Born in 1919 in rural Russia, Mikhail Kalashnikov wasn't born into military greatness. In fact, he was the son of a farmer, one of many children, and more interested in engineering than warfare. But when World War II arrived, he was thrust into battle, just like millions of others. In 1941, Kalashnikov was severely wounded in battle. And as he lay in his hospital bed, he pondered one thing. Why did the Soviet soldiers lack a reliable weapon that could match the precision and firepower of the German submachine guns they faced? Determined to make a change, Mikhail began to sketch, planning a weapon that would be effective, resilient, and simple. Simplicity was key. Kalashnikov believed that soldiers needed a firearm that could withstand mud, snow, and intense heat, but was also easy to use and maintain even by a farmer or factory worker with no prior training. After the war, Kalashnikov spent years perfecting his design. The result? The avtomat kalashnikova model 1947, better known as the AK-47. It combined the stopping power of a rifle with the automatic capability of a submachine gun. The simplicity in design meant fewer parts that could break or jam, a revolutionary idea in weapon manufacturing. The AK-47's gas-operated mechanism allowed it to be fully automatic, and that curved magazine, it's not just for aesthetics, it actually helps ensure smooth feeding of rounds. And the weapon's durability? You could run this thing through mud, water, even sand, and it would still fire. Kalashnikov had created the ultimate soldier's rifle. By the 1950s, the Soviet Union realized the potential of the AK-47. They began mass-producing it, not just for their own army, but for their allies too. The weapon quickly became a standard issue for Soviet and Warsaw Pact forces. This weapon's reach was incredible. The Soviet Union distributed the AK-47 to revolutionary groups and allied countries worldwide, embedding the rifle into conflicts across continents. In some cases, AK-47s were smuggled into war zones or even handed out to resistance groups, cementing its reputation as the weapon of the people. By the late 20th century, it was estimated that over 100 million AK-47s were in circulation. It became a weapon synonymous with rebellion, and for many, it became the face of military power. But with fame comes notoriety. The AK-47 became one of the most feared and controversial weapons in history. It was used by various factions, rebel groups, and in civil wars, often intensifying conflict rather than protecting civilians. Interestingly, the AK-47 isn't just a weapon, it's a cultural symbol. It's featured on the flag of Mozambique and appears in murals across the world, symbolizing revolution, resilience, and sometimes even oppression. Kalashnikov had no idea his creation would hold such cultural weight, but he recognized it later in life, famously stating that he regretted seeing his weapon used for harm. In his later years, Kalashnikov reflected on the impact of his invention. He often expressed a conflicted sense of pride and regret, feeling proud of his design's success, but troubled by the destruction it caused. When asked if he would change anything, Kalashnikov would sometimes answer, "I built it for defense, but it became a weapon of offense." Today, the AK-47 is still widely used by armies, guerrilla forces, and civilians alike. Its influence has extended to almost every corner of the world. It's a weapon that stood the test of time, and its design has inspired countless other firearms. From humble beginnings in the mind of a Russian soldier to a global icon, the AK-47 remains one of the most influential firearms ever created. Mikhail Kalashnikov may have never envisioned the global impact his invention would have, but his creation changed warfare and history forever. The AK-47, more than just a weapon, it's a piece of history, a symbol of power, and a reminder of the complex legacy of its creator, Mikhail Kalashnikov.